Today you'll see more about the playbooks, and we'll see more modules. We'll see copy how we'll copy the files and configurations file, how we'll change it. We'll see how we can use handlers, how we can use notify, how we can use register. Then we'll see about the conditional parameters. Okay, conditions, how we can use conditions in the programming, in the YAML file, in the playbook, how we can put the conditions and then execute it. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so one other server. Okay, so let's start with the Bidu's question today. So what was Bidu was asking, like if the server changes, so every time it will ask for the key. So it is no, because once the key is set, it will never ask again. But the thing is, it will ask for the fingerprint check. Okay, so how we can ignore that one? Okay, so there is one option is there in the ansible.cfg file, in the configuration file. Okay, so it will be under, sorry, it will be under uh, okay, first let me connect to the server. Oops. Okay, cd etc ansible. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, so you can check here ansible.cfg. Okay, let me just move this. So okay, so if I just open this ansible.cfg file, you'll find, just search for one thing is strict, just TRIC, strict, strict host key checking, something will be there. Okay, where it is.
Okay, so you are asking that host underscore key checking.
Okay, host underscore, yeah. So
Key
now,
underscore checking, I think that.
yes, that will be, that will be used for strict, yeah. So you can uncomment this and disable the SSS key host checking. Okay, so this will not check the fingerprint. So here what is happened, host key checking is false. Okay, host key checking is false. So what I'm going to do here now, just uncomment this one. I just uncommented. That means it will make it false. So if you don't want to check it, then it will make it as false. If you just want to check for, then make it as true or uncommented. By default, it will be true. Okay. Suppose if you don't want to check it, just make it false. Then save this file. Okay. Now saved it. So what we're going to do now, we have to modify the variable, right? So let's do something here. Ansible dist host or, so our app server is now going to be changed because I restarted the server, so my IP would have changed. Now what I'm going to do now, just modify the host with the new IP address, right? Get the new IP address. This. Okay, I change it. Now what I'm going to do, so as we made that Ansible configuration file, there is some changes to the uh, host key checking. So let's just do a ping first. Okay, so as I told, every time you will just do that one, you have to make a ping test to make sure that, okay, so every time you do just add new servers, you have to do a ping test. Okay, so the command is Ansible give module ping give web servers, because we just added into the web servers, right? So see, so it automatically ping the server. So if you would not have added that one, uncommented that for host key check, it will be showing some error here, like it not able to connect, which it will be asked for the fingerprint check, then it will fail. Okay, as I added there, it automatically connected to the server and just gave the result here. Okay, now we can able to successfully connect to the node server. Okay, so let's start with small project today. I'll show you different kind of modules. Okay, before moving to the different modules to discuss, let's see what are the command line tools available for Ansible. Okay, so mostly actually the Ansible guys who were working in Ansible, they mostly work on Ansible playbook and Ansible Galaxy, Ansible Vault. 3-4 commands they work it. Okay, but there are multiple other commands also. You should know that there are exist whenever it is required. You can use it. Okay, and that's all very useful commands are there in Ansible. Nobody says all this to you, because most guys that they work on Ansible and Ansible playbook only. Okay, so I'll just tell you all the available command line tools which you can use in your projects based on the requirement. Okay, so if you just go to the documentation, okay, as I told, you have to follow always the documentation. This is documentation is nothing but the book. Okay, Ansible book. So here if you go down, you'll find okay, working with command line tools. Okay, working with command line tools. So how many command line tools? See, we have so far working Ansible and Ansible playbook, Ansible and Ansible playbook. So there are Ansible config, Ansible console, Ansible doc, Galaxy, whole inventory, and vault. So mostly we are going to focus on the Ansible Galaxy playbook and vault, but rest of the things also I'll tell you how you can use those things. Okay, so let's see one after another, one by one, and how you can use these command line tools. Ansible already you know, but let's see again how we can use these Ansibles. So here the Ansible command usage, how you can use it, all the details about this, ask for vault password and all this become method. You can, these are the common options on the parameters you can pass while executing this command. Okay, and if there are also options and there are also examples they would have given in the below. If you just go down, so okay, so Ansible CFG, okay, no examples they have given. Okay, it's kind of like, yeah, I was talking about the verbose. These are the parameters while executing Ansible command. These are the parameters you have to, options you have to pass. Like the verbose, you can use the short form as hyphen v or hyphen verbose. Okay, so what happens here? One line and the module, using the, when we use ping, right? We just pass hyphen m and the module name. Okay, so if in hyphen k, if you are going to ask some password, and all these informations will be hyphen b if you want to change the user. Run operations with become does not imply password prompting. Okay, become user. So module path and ask password difference, all these things available here. Okay, now let's check about the Ansible config. Okay, so what does this Ansible config have? This Ansible config what it does, config command line class descriptions, so the versions, list and of the files, environments and all. So whatever the config files, right? This Ansible etc Ansible.chg. If you want to see something in the Ansible configurations file without opening that one, so you can use this Ansible -config to find it out the details about the config file. So what it says, list and output available configs, path to configuration files, defaults to first found in precedency. What is it? Okay, this is kind of, if you would have used like Unix man page, similar kind of things given it here. Okay, so this is how you can just use it, and mostly you will just go with your Ansible playbook. All these Ansible playbooks options available here. Okay, how you will use Ansible playbook, same things given it over here. Not much given, you'll not understand clearly what is that. Whenever you use that, then you'll come to know all these options. Okay, and -I options, like it's very useful, like whenever you are passing a dynamic inventory file, you don't want to use host file as the static your inventory file. If you have already a separate inventory file created and you want to pass while executing the Ansible playbook, by using the -I option, you can pass the inventory. So what it says, specify inventory host path or comma separated host list while executing the playbook. You can do that one. Okay, so that's all about these command lines. There are much there in the Galaxy. We'll discuss later in the class. Vault also will discuss, and the rest of things, Ansible console and all. So we can just go through that whenever required. Just have a look what is there inside. But mostly we'll cover Ansible, Ansible Galaxy, Playbook, and Vault. Okay. So let's start with the project today. So we'll talk about more modules, and we'll see um, details how we can work on that. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, just a small project based on the requirement. So let me discuss about the requirement first. So what is the requirement? Suppose there is a Java project. Okay, simple Java project I'm talking about, and that is what is required. Okay, can anybody tell me, I have an application and that application is built in Java. Okay, and I need my requirement is to deploy that application. That I need to deploy that application in a fresh machine, fresh new server. Okay, I want to do new server. What should I do? What would be our requirement first? Can anybody tell?
I think we need to install the first Git and Java, and then Tomcat server, and then we have to install the Ansible and Python also.
Why Ansible required?
Because see, suppose okay, Ansible initially is not required. For let's say, suppose I want to do some scripting or to connect to different master to node. In that case, it may require.
No, yeah. So Ansible is required. You mean to say, if you're totally saying it's a totally new, Ansible is already will be installed in the master. You would have already a control machine from where you will connect to the server, new server, where you want to install those softwares and configure it, right? So the basic
Yeah,
requirement is to you understand what is the nature of application, okay, and what are the configurations file, what are the configurations file required to be copied to the server, and what are the other softwares, other softwares and binary files is required to be installed, that other softwares like third party tools, what are the other tools is required to be installed to make sure the application is working perfectly on the server, right? For a Java application, what we need first thing is we need a Java to be installed. Again, when you are installing Java, you should check with your developer should have given you specification, the note the complete specification of the project, right? What is the version of Java need to be installed? So you have to get that one. You have to give the version of Java. Then whether it is required Tomcat server or Nginx server or any glass piece or JBoss, that also you have to get it from your developer. So once you get those details, you have to write the playbook. Okay, again, then what sort of files required? Configurations file, ini file, text file, or any kind of password file need to be copied to the server. That also you need the details from the developer. And the last thing is for deployment, where the artifacts, like when the Jenkins build the job, right? Once the artifacts is ready, once the build is ready, the artifacts will be there somewhere in the artifactory, right? So you need that artifactory details to get the artifacts, to get the binary product, the application, then copy to the server, Tomcat server or JBoss server folder, right? So these are the details you have to make a note and you have to start working on that. Okay, so let me show you how we can do that. Okay, let me just connect to the server. Why it is getting disconnected? Warning, what is that? It is connected. Okay, no problem. Okay, so what we're going to do now, so I have created a project. Server is little slow today. Okay, so let me just open this file. Okay, so here if you see, is it okay, guys? You can see it clearly, right? Yeah. So, okay, so here the host I'm going to execute on the web servers. So become true. So what is this become module? What is this become? So you know how to search it. Go to the documentation. See what more does this become does. So when you are making become means what usually you are executing in the playbook, it will become that user and execute the playbook on that server. Okay. So let's search about the become. My laptop is slow today. Okay, become plugin. Okay, so let's check Ansible documents. What is this? Okay, so what it does? Okay, become plugins work to ensure that Ansible can use certain privilege escalation systems when running the basic commands to work with the target machines, as well as the modules required to execute the tasks specified in the play. Okay, so what happens? It enables the become enables the user. What is the current user you are? Okay, so even you can use specifically like become root su, you can make that all also. Okay, so let's see that one. Become true and the task, then what I have given here, the separate tasks I have given. So first thing is I need to install the Java. So the name I have given as install Java. So yum the package manager, and as I'm going to use the Linux versions of different like CentOS and Imagine Linux, then the package manager I'm going to yum. If you're going to use uh, Ubuntu and Debian product, Debian flavor, then you should use apt or apt-get. Okay. So the name of the package, it should be the correct package. Which versions of Java do you need to install? Suppose I need 1.8 of Java, then I gave it and I'm going to install it. Okay, present. And then next is I'm going to create a group. So there is a group plugin and group module will be there. we had seen, right, in the last class we had seen the group module, and then using this group we can create a new group. Okay, the group is created as Tomcat, and the next is I'm just adding one user. Okay, adding one user Tomcat to the group. Here user name Tomcat, the group also I'm getting Tomcat, and the home user say Tomcat. Okay, so here become method sudo by using the root. Okay, become true and become method sudo, that is by you by becoming a root user I'm creating all these details. Okay, so group and user in our last class we had already discussed, right, creating the user, and we checked the right, and we added the user in the groups like will and root. Yesterday I was showing you, right, those details I have added it here. And then the best and thing is to the download the Tomcat from the URL. This is very good module, guys. Get URL, and you will frequently use in your YAML book, in your playbook. Okay, so what is this get underscore URL? So if you just go to the plugins, right, let's go to the, yeah, these are the plugins. So get underscore URL, see, get underscore, yeah, and here I was talking about the group by and user, all these plugins available here. So what it says, download files from http https ftp nodes, right? Just go to this and you'll find how you can use this get URL. All these options available, and what are the parameters is required for the get URL. Okay, get URL, and also there will be example how you can use this one. Get URL, what URL or what file or folder or file structure you want to download it. Just say URL destination, you have to provide the destination and the mode. Mode when you give like the permissions while download, after downloading what permission you want to keep it. Okay, so Ansible will do for that one by using this get URL module, right? So what we have written it here, we have simply downloading this Tomcat 7 version. Okay, we have given what URL and the destination folder, URL and the destination where you want to keep it. So the destination is opt we are going to put it. Okay, and the next one is after getting it, you would have seen, right, in Jenkins while we are setting up the Tomcat server, we used to download the Tomcat server manually, then unzip it, right, and extract it by using tar-xvf. The same thing also we are going to add it here. And here I'm going to, while extracting, I'm going to use a different module that's called command. So while using this command module, you can execute the Unix and Linux commands here. Okay, here change directory, the commands, and this command, the module, actually the commands which are suit for this command module. You cannot use different Unix commands and all. Okay, the modules is change directory, chdir. I'm going to change directory from here. Okay, then I'm executing the command bintar-xvf. Okay, that to this file. Okay, so after extracting where it will create, so it is going to create a folder called Apache Tomcat-7 and this version. Okay, so once it is created, this command, last class, yesterday class also I was telling about the file module, right? You remember I was telling about the file module. What this file module will do, you can do multiple things on this file module, right? So let's see about this file module. You can say here file, manage file and file properties. Okay, just go to this file module and you can find lots of options here, right? You can create hard link, you can create soft link, you can create, change the permissions, change the group, and you can do lots of things. See, all these examples are given here. What are the things you can do? You can easily find it over here. Okay, so next what we are going to do, just using file command, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a small symbolic link. That means what I did, I am just taking this path, source path, making this user share and to Tomcat. That means I'm just creating a symbolic link of this folder to this folder. Okay, state is link. I've given link. Again, what I'm going to do here, same using the file module. Here you can see I have changed the owner and group. See, of this path, of this folder, I'm changing the owner to Tomcat, group to Tomcat. Okay, and status directory records yes. So then there are also you can change the owners. If you see this file command, you can do the changing the ownership. Okay, here if you see here, group, name of group, and owner, right? Owner, name of the user that's should own the file system object. Okay, so owner, you have to give the owner details. All these examples you can find it here, group, owner. Okay, while downloading this path, and you can give permissions to that. Okay, now what we can do, let's see. Something is happening today, automatically getting disconnected. Okay, so we did, we used this file module to change the owner of that folder, okay, Tomcat folder. And then at last, what we are doing, we are just copying the file, copying what? The war file. So where the war file will get it? We'll get the war file from the Jenkins, right? So when we build the product, so Jenkins, what we are using, we used Jenkins for continuous integrations, right? So what it will do, it will just create the, it will build and create the var and binary files, either it is var or jar file or er file, whatever it is. Okay, so our end product is the .var file, and we want this file to be copied to the server. And you know, the your Tomcat's server in the web apps folder, we can just copy this one. So by using the copy module here. Okay, so you can find the copy module over here also. There are multiple and hundreds of modules are there. Okay, so you just go and work around it. Once you work, you'll find useful of all these modules, right? So command we already discussed. So copy module, copy files to remote locations. Okay, just go that to copy, and you'll find what are the options available also with the examples. See how we can use source, destinations, owner, group. While copying also, you can change the ownership, you can change the permission, you can change the ownership also while copying the file one location to another locations. Remember guys, okay, so source will be your master or the path where the files are there, and the destination will be the remote location where you want to copy the file. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, copy, I'm just simply copying the file from here to the location, and then what I'm going to do here, simply using the shell module again, executing the shell script, start Tomcat. Okay, so here another task is the module, shell module. What I'm going to starting the shell script. So this is what all about this simple project. What I'm going to, what it does, it is doing some configurations. Okay, it's doing some installations. First it is installing Java and then Tomcat server, and then changing some file permissions, doing some creating some symbolic link and creating folder. Okay, and then deploying the file, deploying the applications into the server. Okay, so what you are doing, we are doing the configuration management and continuous deployment now using the Ansible. Okay, so our playbook is ready, but what we are missing now, we are missing our artifact or the binary var file. So var file is not available in this path. So what we will do, we will get this var file. So now we have to little bit modify this file. So let's see where we can find a var file. Okay, so let me just log into mine. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just download, I'll download it from my GitHub page. Okay, it will be there on my GitHub. Okay, so DevOps web, it will be there, and I can find it from the search menu above, and there will be, no, it's not there here, but I can do it, I can get it from my Jenkins path workspace, right? So if I go, okay, this server is also my Jenkins server, right? What I can do, I can get it from user leaf cd user leaf and cd Jenkins. I think here Jenkins will be there. Yes, and I can find my workspace over here also. Okay, Jenkins what file only there. Okay, cd home Jenkins, not there. So I'll find the home directory of Jenkins. I can go log into the Jenkins server. Okay, so what is the IP address? So I'm going to get the var file to do the deployment. Okay, so simple var file, whatever we had used in our Jenkins class to build and deploy the var file, same var file I'm going to use for the deployment. Okay, so again, once we finish all this Ansible, then we'll do one end-to-end project building with Jenkins and using Ansible to the do configuration management and deployment. Okay, that project I'll do it. Okay, so here like Java Tomcat pipeline. So I think this is the project what we had built it. Okay, well, success. Okay, DevOps web of var. Okay, so this is the var file I need. So let me go to the workspace. So what is the workspace? Okay, var leave Jenkins workspace. Okay, good. This is my workspace. I can go to here. It's getting broken away. See it here. Okay, so I came to this workspace and we'll find lots of that. So let me just first Java project we can batch. It will be there, I think. Let's go to that. Yeah, so my product will be there in the target folder, right? Cd target, yeah, DevOps web of var. So I need this file to be copied. Okay, so now what I can do, instead of giving the home CentOS, I can give the entire path. This path I can give it now. Okay, or else what I can do, I can copy this file to my directory and then I can just get it done. Okay, So what I'm going to do here, let's just copy the path and go and playbook modify the playbook. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of this copy source file, because I'm not going to work on this war file or this application, I'm going to work on a different application. So the source will be our, so let me change this source. Set.
So war file we have to get from Jenkins path or
1 second.
uh,
See, it is no, see, this is just I'm showing you the initially the basic simple way how to do that. So the war file, you will not get it in your company, you will not get it from the Jenkins. This is just the first step I'm showing you how you can do it from the locally. If your war file is locally, not Jenkins path, I told you now, not only in the Jenkins path, if you copied somewhere else also, some different folder also, from there you can copy. This is just a simple step I'm showing you how locally you can copy that war file, that one. But in your organization, you don't have to get it from the Jenkins. You'll get it from the Artifactory. You'll get it from the JFrog. You'll get it from S3 bucket. You'll get it from different remote server, different Artifactory. Then you can just deploy into the Tomcat server. Okay. So that I'll show you in the advanced way. Okay. This is the simple step I'm showing how locally you can copy from one machine to another machine by using copy. Okay, and then the deployment, the Artifactory deployment, I'll show you in our next class by using S3 bucket from the end to end, from Jenkins to, it will upload into S3 bucket and then execute the Ansible playbook. Okay, that I'll show you. So remember, when you are giving answers to the questions in the interview, you don't have to tell like our WAR file will be in the locally available. No, it will be always, you'll be using Artifactory. Okay, either you can tell Nexus Artifactory, you can tell JFrog Artifactory, you can, if you are no wise enough, you can tell we use S3 buckets, right? Because you are frequently use S3 bucket to store all your artifacts, and you are good enough. You are experienced enough in the S3, so you will get good positive remarks, right? Positive feedbacks and positive thing. The interviewer will think about you, like you guys has some confident and working on this all over. Okay, so Bidu, you understood, right? You will not get it from the locally. This is for just
yeah, I
step.
got and one more doubt.
Mhm,
See, in the install Java Tomcat YML,
mhm.
we are giving, I think, some host and can, see, host name we are giving as a web server. I think little on the off.
Yeah,
Up.
yeah. 1 second. Let me just copy this file name. Mm, that it, and it was okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and the host we are giving web servers, right?
hmm
And let's say it's changing that server name or IP address is changes. So how we can?
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, can you answer with those questions? What it says, if the IP address changes and we are giving only web servers, so where we have to change, and what is the link between this and that? Can anybody answer? If the IP address changes,
We need to change in the host file, right?
yeah, we have to change in the inventory file. So remember, Bidu, all the time if you are going to add new thing or anything, you need to change it. You don't have to change the groups and all. If you're changing the group name, that's okay. This web server is the group name of the inventory. Okay, let me show you the inventory. So if you go to the inventory, right, the host file, that there in the beginning I changed, right? If you just do, see, this is the web servers, the group name which I am using to execute the task, right? Execute the playbook.
Yeah.
This server, and here I changed the host name, the IP addresses. If tomorrow your IP address is getting changed, you have to come here and change your IP address over here only. This is for app server. Suppose tomorrow you have multiple app servers. Okay, you have 20, 30, 50 app servers. So what you will do, you can just simply put it this app server 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can just call this web server if you want to deploy in all the app servers. If you are going to deploy only one app
Okay.
server, then you can specify which app server you are going to deploy it. Okay, you have to change in this inventory file. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah.
One
So
more doubt, Ranjit.
yeah, please.
In the, yeah, can you open this YAML file, install Java from.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you come down? Last.
Hmm.
Yeah, here, copy file. You are using SRC Jenkins workspace for Java project. Actually, this is available in Jenkins server, right?
Yeah, I told you you'll get confused. Don't get confused about. I've just gave a path where my product is there. Even I can give my home path also. Okay, I can copy. Okay, let's remove this one. That's maybe making you. This is that is what the Bidu's doubt was there, right? Bidu was telling like whether we'll copy from Jenkins file. No, I told you the locally we can copy. This is the local path I'm giving it, right? I'm not. Let me delete this one. This is making confusion. Not, don't worry about that. Is what you are not going to use all this. You will be using your uh, only the artifactory. Okay, here suppose my artifactory, the artifact is now currently available in locally. So I'm just showing you how locally you can copy the file from local machines to the remote machines. Okay, then the next class I'll
Okay,
show
okay,
you how you can use the artifactory S3 bucket to copy that one. Okay,
yeah, got it. So,
so yeah, let me, because your Jenkins server will be different, your Ansible server will be different, you cannot use this one to copy that one. Okay, so I'm just showing you. If it is making confused, then let me copy the war file to my
also, one more small doubt.
yeah.
Yesterday, when we were creating users, we have used Ansible built-in user, but in this YAML file, we didn't use any built-in user.
Yeah, that's what I told you in the last class also. You can use ansible.build.user also, or you can use only user itself, right? I told you in the last class, if you remember yesterday class, I told you you can completely use the built-in module details like ansible.build.user, or else you can use only user. Okay, it's up to you how you are using it. Okay, if you are using, see, ansible.build.user, that's the good way to use also, not a problem. You can use that one.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. So let me copy this CentOS. Oh, sorry, it should be DevOps web dot war dot war. Okay. So now it is copied to my home directory, right? Cd home CentOS. The file is now copied to my DevOps web dot war to my home directory. So I need this to be modified, right? So let's do that. Copy. So I'm going to copy the file from local machine, that this is path is available here. Okay, and then What is this? Server is not responding properly. It's breaking sometimes. DevOps, okay. Then destination, and in the destination also we need to change it because this is not login web app.org. This is city. Save it. What happened? Okay, fine. So what happened? I just modified it. Okay, vi $. Okay, that was all done now. So we are ready with our playbook. Okay, we are now ready to playbook. So this is a simple playbook, guys. So we have written it, but in a company you have to write multiple lines of playbook. Multiple tasks will be there. Your like code maybe more than 50 lines or more than 100 lines of code. It will be there. Okay, so you have to be careful while you are working on that. Okay, you have to write. It will take more time to write a playbook. It's not easy that within 1 hour and within 50 minutes you just write it and it's done. No, it will take days of time to write the actual playbook while you are doing the real-time project. Okay, now what I'm going to, going to just execute this playbook. Okay, so what is the command? Ansible playbook, and then just let's see, give the verbose mode to check the answer install. Okay, so if everything fine, then it will, if everything fine, then it will go well. Yes, it is working. So one play is going to, first it is installing the Java. Okay, okay, Java is installed. Now it is installing the Tomcat server. See, okay, good. 9 things are changed. Now what happens? Our Tomcat is installed and Java also installed there, right? So let me, what happened?
So what is the command? It's Ansible playbook. Then we have to give install
You have to give the playbook name, no? Playbook file name.
playbook name. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So if I just log into the machine, right? Let me just log into the machine, onto the node machine. Okay. So the node machine, SSH, go to the node machine. Okay, get it here. Let's see whether the Tomcat is installed or not. Okay, got it. Now, what was the path? It was OPT. Okay, check it here. Good. OPT path Tomcat was there already, is copied, and the user, you can change Tomcat. But after that, what we had done, we have created a symbolic link in the user share folder, right? User share folder. So here see, Tomcat folder is there, and it has a symbolic link. It is a symbolic link created. So go to this Tomcat folder, done. And if I go to the web apps folder, because we copied the file from this server to this Tomcat server of web app folder. Okay, so let's go to this web app folder. See, our DevOps web app.war file is there. Okay, so if I go to the bin folder and just make it sudo su, and here let's start. Let's go to the demo node, get the IP address. Okay, now go here, just give 8080. Okay, and the application name is DevOps Wave. Okay, hit enter. If all good, then it will show the application, right? That means application will be deployed successfully. Okay, now this not able to connect to the server. Let's see, let's troubleshoot why it is not able to connect. The Tomcat is installed, right? So let's see whether the Tomcat is running or not. Yeah, Tomcat is running. Okay, now what we can do, okay, it's not able to do that. So let's check whether this 8080 port is whitelisted or not. I think it is not whitelisted here. Let me just go through that. So what is the, so how you will check, guys? Go to the security and yeah, so the port is not whitelisted. Okay, so the port is not whitelisted. Let me just modify this security group to add 8080 so that our application will work fine. Okay, let me stop this one. Still fine. Okay, so edit inbound rule, give our role custom TCP 8080. Servers. Okay, 8080 is now added. Let's go there and refresh this page. See, the application is working. If you see, this was built on 31st October, right? Our code was during the Jenkins class, right? We had built this product on 31st October while we are doing upstream downstream classes, right? That time we had built this one. So now you saw how this Ansible deployment happens. So before deploying this product, we have to make sure that required softwares, binaries, libraries, configurations files are there. Then we deploy the product, right? So only one thing didn't work, guys. If you would have noticed in our code, right? Home, CentOS. In our code, this startup.sh did not work because I had to manually start that on. I had to manually start one. So as per our code, it's what it did first. It just installed the Java. That's fine. Created user Tomcat, then downloaded the Tomcat, extracted it, created a symbolic link when we checked it, and it changed the ownership also. That's good. It copied the application, the binary file, and it should have start the Tomcat server, but it did not start it. There should be something wrong with this cell module. Then how you'll do that? So I think you guys have noticed, right? I just started it manually, but I should not start it manually. Once it deploy, it should start automatically. Okay, it did not start it. So let's see the cell module, what is there and how we can rectify it. Okay, so let's go to the cell module. Cell. Okay, execute cell commands on targets. Cell. So here, what are the options? Changing directly command, the command to run followed optional argument, that's fine. And so let's see our code. It is cell and we have not used anything. Okay, fine. It is wrong. It should be like this. Okay. Okay, Ansible, it is directly executing the script, but in our case it did not work. Okay, fine. Ansible dot built-in dot some directory change directory. Okay, it should directly work. Let me just modify something here. Hmm, okay, I just give this one in changing the read-only file. Okay, let's give Ansible dot build dot cell. Okay, Ansible dot build dot cell, and this is the startup script. Simply startup.sh. It should be user share startup.sh. Okay, that's true. Let's save it. First check whether the startup script is there or not. Yeah, the startup.sh is there. Okay, so now let's try to execute it. I changed a little bit and gave the ansible.build.cell. Okay, but other modules it is working fine. Okay, so this little changes I made it. So let's save this file. Okay, and stop the Tomcat server now. So to stop the Tomcat server, we should use shutdown, right? Shutdown.sh. Okay, it is shut down now. If I go here and refresh, it should not be there. Yeah, it's not reaching. Now what we'll do, let's execute the playbook again. So what will happen, can anybody tell? If I execute the playbook now, what will happen? Can anybody tell what will happen if I execute the playbook? What will be the behavior?
It won't install the Java, JDK, and everything. It will skip
Exactly.
whatever is already installed.
Exactly. So whatever is
So
already installed,
idempotency is there.
yeah. So whatever is already installed, copied, the file, whatever file is copied also, nothing will work. Only it will start the Tomcat server. If it is okay, fine, then it will start the Tomcat server. Okay. So let's execute it. What is it? Ansible dot build dot cell. Here this task has extra parameter which is only allowed in the following Ansible build and Ansible build at meta. Okay, so Acha, this is not built, it is built in. Okay, that is where we have done mistake. So it is built in. Okay, I just wrote it as built, but it's not built, it is built in. Built in dot save. Okay, this is how you have to troubleshoot if any error comes. So let's execute now. Okay, it's working fine. Okay, it is skipped Java installation because it's already installed. Okay, let's see. Okay, only changes to what is said. Tomcat started. See, now it is able to start the Tomcat server. Let me check whether it is really started or not. If I go here and refresh this page, it's if it is okay, then it will. No, what it says the log. User Tomcat using Catalina, using Jerry home. It says Tomcat started, but not able to start it. It's not running. Okay, so if I go here and check, yes, I think we have graph. No, it's not there. Okay, so you know how to do that, right? How to use the cell to start the server. But there is some issues while it is not it's not able to start it. But this is how you have to start the any server by using the cell built-in. Okay. So anyway, we can just have a look. Anything else we are missing to give it? Cells and expect executable. No. Okay, I found the problem actually why it is failing. If you see the logs, guys, clearly you'll find it out. See, from this log, right, we have not set up the JRE home. If you see here, the JRE home is blank. And if you see here, the class path is okay. And what else? JRE is blank, and then Java home also, yeah. Catalina home is there, and Catalina home, JRE home, yeah. The JRE home is actually blank. It should have the Java path, the JDK path details setup. Okay, so that's why it's not working. Okay, we'll see it how we can do this setup in our next class. Java home. In this path, right, we can set up the Java home directory also. Okay, this and we can execute it. Okay, so today what we discussed about multiple modules and how we can execute, and we saw totally the uh, configurations management as well as the continuous deployment of the application. Okay, now you understood how why the configuration management is necessary before doing any continuous deployment. Okay, the continuous management, continuous deployment and configuration management is must while doing some deployment. Okay, guys, so do you have any doubt we can discuss, or we'll do okay, so in the next class what we'll discuss, in the next class we'll talk about more little advanced about, okay, there is a task for you guys. Go home, go through whatever the project, whatever things I discussed today. Just go home and try to play around all the modules. Okay, whatever the modules you think is useful, just try to play around all the modules. File, find, fail, fetch, all these modules, package, ping, all these modules, just try to see more details on that and try to create small playbooks and execute it. Okay, so in our next classes we'll see about the notification, we'll see about the register, we'll see about the conditions. Okay, and we'll see about the handlers. That will be our in the next weekend, next Saturday and Sunday we'll finish Ansible. Okay, and Saturday we'll see all these details, and Sunday we'll see about the Ansible play Ansible Galaxy. Okay, Ansible variables, Vault, and what other things are pending. And those we'll cover in the next Saturday and Sunday. We'll try to cover and finish it. There are many things are pending. Actually, if we go deeply into Ansible, you cannot complete it another 1 month also. Okay, so I'm just going to give you all the overviews and all one example from each topic, each part, so that you have to do a list. Because there are hundreds of more than hundreds of plugins and more than hundreds of modules, right? We cannot cover everything. So the most useful plugins I just commands I told you, the modules, and the rest you can just do by yourself. Okay. Okay, guys. So we can catch up next Saturday, and we'll discuss more on this
Yeah,
advanced
one
answer.
doubt.
Yeah, yeah. Please, we can discuss the doubts now.
Yeah.